One of the first things we have is we have guards that actually work now on a table saw. You know, for years we had a splitter that sat behind the table saw. It had this horrible little plastic cover on it that would get filled up with dust. And if you're cross-cutting a piece on your table saw, you'd be down trying to look underneath that piece of wood to see where your mark was. And they were just miserable to use because you'd be down doing this kind of thing, looking down there. And of course, what did everybody do? Is they take it off and pitch it. Yeah, not the case anymore. The new guards that are coming out are really pretty exceptionally good. And this is a case in point. This Makita has what's getting to be pretty typical in the marketplace now for guards.
So now this is a flat. Here's the problem, is that we want this to actually wrap. Although this makes a nice little piece of molding. I could see that in a crown molding or something like that. That's what I love about the software, is that once I start playing with this, man, it just, ideas start going crazy. I mean, you got so many different applications for this. But what you do here, to see what it's going to look like, you go to the toolpath drawing and just say wrap the y-axis. Okay? And that's what it does. It takes that flat piece and it wraps around like that.
Let me show you how you cut the tenon. Isn't that a nice sound? Listen to that. This is poetry in motion, this. This is real. Listen, woo!
When you get to the end, because the knives are higher in the outfeed table, you get a little bit of a snipe. It'll cut a little deeper as it drops down onto that outfeed table. So now you just move your outfeed table up very carefully, just a little bit, take another pass, and that snipe will be a little bit less. I'll do it in about 3 or 4 passes, easing that outfeed table up each time until that snipe is completely gone on the last pass. Now I've got those knives flush with the outfeed table. It's the best method that I've found to get the knives flush. Works well, and then your joiner cuts really well.
I'm just going to freehand a hard in here. So I cut a pretty tight radius right there with my 3/8 bandsaw blade. Okay, pretty tight radius, about 2 inch. Same blade I'm going to use the whole seminar. That's where it's going to go, right in like that. Here's the issue. That blade is a 32 thou thick. That's the thickness of the blade. At 10 thou set on both sides. So it ends up being about 50 thou thick, give or take. It doesn't cut the whole way. It leaves a bunch of scratches, so we're going to say it's about 40 thou. To glue this back up without getting a gap in it, that piece has to be 45 thou that goes in there. You guys, everybody follow me on that? It has to fit back together perfect, otherwise it's not going to be smooth and there's going to be gaps.